The Bitterfly Podcast. Knowledge is food, bitches. Eat up. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Bitterfly. This week we have Reid Bervik on. He is a host of the new podcast called Recess. He's also a mental health coach, writer, comedian, and kind of famous TikToker now.
I don't know about that.
Welcome, Reid. How's it going?
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. It's going so good.
Yeah. This is the man who started calling Joe Biden JoJo Beans on TikTok, everybody, if you were wondering.
JoJo Beans. He doesn't deserve to be called his full name.
That's until he gives us our stimmy.
Yeah, our 2K stimmy. He needs
it. You first caught my attention because you were like on Twitter, "Good morning, everyone except Joe Beans. Where's my 2K stimmy?" Like we're not going to celebrate. Though. Yeah, literally. Like, we're not celebrating Valentine's Day. Like, where's my 2K stimmy?
Where's my money? Where's
my money? Yeah, no. So happy Single Awareness Week. I always feel like the days like before and after Valentine's Day.
That's so true. It's so sad. It's so sad that we live in a world where like being single is seen as like a disadvantage or like a weakness. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, if anything, we're stronger for it.
I think so. But yeah, they're like, oh, you don't want to have kids? Like, who's going to take care of you when you die? Like, or when you're dying? Like, you don't have a partner? Who's going to love you?
My really cool neighbors.
That's what I'm planning on. Hopefully I have cool neighbors. I don't know. Like, we'll see. But so you're a mental health coach. You're also like an online like personality and comedian. Like, how do you compartmentalize these different spaces of your life?
Very naturally and very normally. I don't try to do it. It's funny though. It is a big difference. My TikTok persona is very like, everything's on fire. Let's make jokes about it. Like,
let's eat the rich.
Let's eat the rich. Yeah, like, I don't know. Think about like a jester in the courts of communism. That's kind of my vibe on TikTok. And then when people switch over to Instagram, they're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who is this dude? Somebody actually sent me a DM yesterday, and they did like a side-by-side photo comparison of my two personalities. And one was like the little girl who's like watching a fire burn down. They're like, that's TikTok Reid. And then the other one's like a dude in a suit going like thumbs up. And that's like Instagram Reid. And she's like, I love your personalities. And it sent me. You know, I think it's one of those things where I've always been, I mean, internally at least, who I was. Like, I make jokes. I make people laugh. That's one of my big things. And I love mental health, and I love engaging with emotion and feeling. And I think, at least for me, like, there's that whole conversation online of like, you got to niche down. You got to niche down to grow. And there is some truth to being able to be in a niche, because if people know what to expect from you, they're going to stay along earlier. But it doesn't feel right for me to only do one thing. And so for me, the compartmentalization is, those are just different parts of me, different sides of me. And it feels really natural. Like, it feels super easy for me to do it. But I do understand that it's like so out of left field.
It's funny though, like you said, it's kind of like a catfish, you know, like if somebody like found you, if the avenue at which they found you was first TikTok, and then they're like, oh, this guy's got Instagram, I'm gonna follow him on that too. Like, they are very different. You've got like your serious, like, hey, let's talk about like relational needs. And then you've got your like, fuck the rich, okay, like literally disenfranchisement, like
Like, I have a video on TikTok where I'm like, hey guys, like, Valentine's Day is coming up. And if you're single, I need you to go to your couple's friends and clog their toilets, blah, blah, blah. I talk about that and then jump over. All right, guys, hey, if you're depressed, like, I see you. Like, I'm here for you. Like, I love you. Jump back to TikTok. Yo, the rich are going to die. We're going to get out. Jump back. Yeah. A lot of people will follow me on Instagram and then unfollow me. They're like, oh, this isn't the same energy. And I'm like, cool.
No, but I think it's
fine. I get it.
You're like telling people what to expect from like your different spaces, you know? And like, if your whole goal is to help people feel like seen and engaged with life and the like human experience, you're kind of doing that, but like in different flavors. And I think that's really cool. Like that you're able to do that. compartmentalizing your different online personalities. Twitter is like its own like world. Like what do you think you are on Twitter compared to your other places?
I don't even know what Twitter is I'm not good at Twitter. Like Twitter is not my strong suit. Some people are so funny on Twitter. They just get it. And I've met some people who are really good on Twitter who are not that funny in real life. Sometimes people, I mean, that's not across the board, but Twitter is literally whatever I'm thinking at that moment. That's like, because like in one month, I'm watching like an Arsenal soccer game, and then I'll be like, hey guys, like emotional needs are matter, and this is how you feel. And then I'm like, yo, like JoJo Beans, give me my. I'm just chaos. Yeah. I'm just chaos at all points.
I love that Twitter can be like your online diary, you know, like I have a random thought. Like yesterday I was like, oh, so many flavors of fuckboys, so little time. Boom, tweet that shit. Like, I don't know if that would go anywhere else, you know?
Literally, like, I mean, yo, there's a lot of really big creators on TikTok who steal punchlines from Twitter.
Yeah, right? Or like, I mean, I think a funny thing to do is when you take your tweet and you put it above your video. So you're at least like giving credit to wherever that idea came from.
Yeah, that's what you hope. Yeah, TikTok, I think TikTok's my favorite social media. Like it sends me to the moon. It educates me at the same time. Like it's amazing. And it's a catastrophe at the same time.
It is literally the Wild West of social media.
Yo, it's the closest like a regulated social media brand is to like the dark web.
And I do love it. For people that are listening, I've encountered a lot of people like recently who are a little like adverse to TikTok just because it's like a Chinese-based social media company. Like its parent company is kind of like legally required to share data, I guess, with the Chinese government. And so there was all these like different bans in different countries. Like the Trump administration was talking about banning TikTok. Like they started researching in 2019, like, are they sending our data? Like, is this a national security threat? And actually there was like a whole conversation. Did you know about like the ByteDance? That's their parent company, TikTok's. They were talking about getting bought by Microsoft.
Yeah, there was a whole like an American company has to buy the US stake in it for whatever, and somebody did. I don't know, man.
There's actually Oracle is like that third party like father now to like making sure
cool. Take my data. Like everyone has my data already. Like at the end of the day, what do they want? Like steal my identity. You're just gonna get crippling student loans. Like what do you like?
We're like selling our data all the time anyway. And I think they actually did a study that found Facebook takes more user data than TikTok actually does.
Yeah, literally. Facebook is evil. Facebook's so evil.
But it's kind of funny to me that the Trump administration had like this like gung-ho, like fuck TikTok, like nobody in the military or like works in government buildings can have it. This is dangerous. Actually, most recently, November 2020, TikTok ban in the US was halted by influencers from TikTok rather than like a judge or something.
That's so on brand for our country.
They were like, in the lawsuit, they basically stated that each of them had, you know, like at least 1 million followers, and that by like banning the app in the US, they were going to be like losing access to professional opportunities afforded by TikTok, which is like so true. How many users are on this bitch? You know, like
so many.
You can't get rid of that.
So many.
Like at least 100 million, I'm guessing.
No, over 500. It was 500 like several months ago. It's probably close to 1 billion at this time. It's massive. It's cool. Instagram is it's like everybody. Instagram's the new TikTok's the new Instagram. You know what I mean? You remember when everybody, first of all, it was just influence, then there was like businesses hopping on, then it's just like your diary pages. So TikTok, I mean, you got the algorithm so specific.
It's
you can do
so amazing. That's what I keep telling my friends. I'm like, you like a few things, like say a handful of videos, and it's gonna keep populating shit that you actually like. Whereas I just less and less impressed with Instagram's like whatever algorithm like shows you, you know, your certain friends, like whatever's going on the explore page. It is like dusty and
literally. Yeah.
I'm so
thanks for coming at something I'm trying to grow on. Thank you so much for that. Instagram is terrible, except for my page is amazing and everyone should follow. No, I'm playing. I agree with you though.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying like make sure you keep following the Bitterfly Podcast on Instagram, folks. Like I'm not trying to hate where I came from, but
But it sucks. But it
It
does
literally sucks. I'm confused because it's like, if I'm following 1,000 people, how come I keep seeing the same fucking 5 accounts on my feed?
Yeah, we just want a categorized sequential timeline. What is it? A chronological. We just want a chronological timeline. That's all we want. That's all
That
we
too much
need.
to ask for? Yeah.
By
Like,
9 Gary V videos in a row.
yeah, seriously. And the bigger the account, like maybe it's random. It's just like a meme account that I followed because like one meme made me laugh. It's like all I see on my feed, like every fucking day. And I'm
Well, then
just
they
like,
post so much because they got multiple people running their shit.
yeah,
So
they
it
got
doesn't
to
even, they
keep
don't even
up.
care. It's just
Yeah.
quantity at that point, which is like, that's a tough thing for me in the world of social media, is this quantity over quality debate. And everyone's like, yo, at first quantity matters so much more, and then quality. And it's like, man, there's a lot of people who get really, really big putting out content that they rip from other people, putting out content that is not even that good, but they're just hot. And so people blow them up. And it's like, man, I think about, Bo Burnham?
Yeah.
Bo Burnham is one of my favorite people. He got lucky on YouTube early, and then he links a deal with a special. He does a special every 3-4 years, pops in, does a couple press, works for 3 years on a special, puts it out. It's a masterpiece, bounces out of the spotlight. And right, not everyone's as brilliant as that man, but I don't know. I think that there's something about quality and working on your art. And then again, you get into societal, like the systems around us, people pump out so much because they're trying to get out. They're trying to get out of a poor environment. They're trying to make a living doing something they like because economically they have to.
For
It's like a
real.
whole, man, the
The system.
systems. I could die. I could die.
Fuck the system. So you're
Well,
doing pretty
honestly.
well. You have 52,000 followers on TikTok as of this morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did you start on this venture?
I think I started posting consistently in August. And I always discount any success I have because that's what you do when
You're
you
so
weren't believed
humble.
in as a youngster. No, it's fake humility. It's insecurity more than anything. And I'm like, yeah, I have a decent amount, but like XYZ are growing and blowing up so fast. Like I saw this kid grow from like 0 to 220,000 in like 3 weeks. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's real growth.
It can literally happen overnight, and sometimes it doesn't make sense why. It's just like a viral
I
video.
know. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, no, it's fun. I like it. I like interacting with people. I like just making videos. But I mean, TikTok is so interesting. Yeah, TikTok. So you got to know who you are on TikTok, though. Like any social media, you got to know your role, right? It's like I compare it to like a basketball team. Like you got to know who's LeBron James, who is Steph Curry, and who's that seventh dude off the bench who's going to give you 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Every now and again, he's going to give you 40. Then he's going to get put back on the bench and give you 8 points the next game. That's me. That's me, because I will literally have 2 videos in like 2 days go like 250, 300,000 views. And then the next 3 days, I'm barely pushing 1,000 or 2,000. And then I'll post a video. Oh, yo, that did 70K. And then this one does like 4. This one does like 900.
Yeah.
So it's like TikTok is the most humbling app on the market.
So in terms of like, in terms of like content analytics, like what do you consider successful?
Yo, for me,
Like how many
what I consider
likes, how many
successful,
views?
I mean, so there's 2 different ways to look at success, in my opinion. My primary success of a video is A, do I like it? Do I think it's good? And then does at least somebody else like it? Okay, does that one person, somebody comments, this made me laugh. That's it. That's done. It's worth it. That's successful to me. So that's got to be primary for me. And then secondary, you zoom out and you look at the big picture. A successful video on TikTok for me is one that's at least 10K over, in terms of like, if it blows, if it gets into the FYP algorithm and people view it, that's what I would like to see. Because that's how you grow. If you get back to back like big videos that go into 5 digits, especially 6 digits, you're gonna grow. And that's like, but again, it's like we're so fragmented in how we view success. We're so fragmented in how we view success. And the reason for that is because we attach money to art, right? Like when I first started TikTok, I wasn't I was just trying to figure it out. And then I had a video do like 4.3 million views. And then another
Holy
video do
shit.
1
Wait, which
million the
video
next
was
day.
that?
I did a British one where this lady's like,
Oh.
"Oh, my American friends, why are you doing the accent?" And then it stitched to me, and I'm like, "It's not our fault, is it? It's in me bones, isn't it?" And it blew major. And then I had a couple videos that next week blow as well, and I got like 15,000 followers overnight.
Fuck.
And I'm like, "Yo, this is it. This is my big break." And then it all dropped off, and I got super down about it. I'm like, "Yo, this is like, I'm not good at this," and I like got in my feelings about it because I thought, okay, like I'm driving delivery right now. I'm like, yo, if TikTok blows, I won't have to do that as much. I'll be able to get like a deal with somebody. And I put so much pressure on myself. And then I was like, yo, I can't look at this app for money. I can't look at this app for money because it's going to fuck with my head. And so I had to reorient how I did videos. And now I'm just like, what's funny? What do you like? And then just post it and you do it. And so I'm just on that slow growth. I'm on that slow growth. Every now and again, I have a video pop off. Like, I had 2 videos last week pop off at the same time, got like 300K views. I probably got like 5,000 followers from it. And then everything simmered down. And now I'm like, that's just the ebbs and flows for me. That's kind of how it's worked for me. So I don't know. I think it's different for other people at the same time. But yo, TikTok will literally slap you in the face and be like, you're nothing. You're never going to be anything. You're just like your father. And then the next day it's like, oh, you're so pretty. I love you so much. I'm like, dude, TikTok is a narcissistic parent is literally what they are.
Don't we know about that? I know about that. So like, how do I get people to see the value in TikTok? Because again, I'm a fucking broken record. Like, I feel like every time I see
Who's
a
not
friend,
on it?
people,
Who's not on it?
like people I know, older millennials, they're like, I already use YouTube. I already used Vine. I don't really need it. And I'm like, oh my God, bitch, there is finance TikTok, art TikTok, comedy TikTok. Like,
Straight
oh
up.
my God, the like obscure niches that exist in TikTok, like sarcastic, over 40 lesbian TikTok. Like that is something I just came across the other day.
Frog TikTok.
Frog TikTok, they're hilarious. Like, what is your favorite TikTok space?
I'll tell you what. I really like gay TikTok quite a bit.
Me too.
Gay people are so funny.
They
They
are.
crack me the hell up. They're hilarious. So I really like gay TikTok. I don't like this side of TikTok, but it's important for me to see it. Teenage influencer TikTok, I think, is a desolate wasteland, and there's a lot of cultural appropriation in there. But it's important for me to know, like, what the hell are these kids consuming? What are they looking at? But for me, I like funny people, man. I like the little like I mostly am on comedy TikTok. It's kind of like what my algorithm is like for the entertainment. And I do have like some activist TikTok where people teach, which is really cool. But I don't know, man. I feel like I think there's a couple different type of people out there. I think there's a type of person who doesn't literally want to consume any more social media because they know they're going to be addicted. And I'm like, hey, go live your life, do you? But I think that there's another person who feels insecure and they're like, I'm above it, or I'm different, or whatever. And it's like, dude, like, who cares, man? Like, who cares? Like, just do what you want to do. You know, there's so many people out there who are like, I'm not going to do this because it's like a badge of honor to be different than other people. And I'm like, dude, like you can be different than other people and
I
still
reject
consume
the
media.
mainstream so much that I
why?
won't go on it.
Yeah.
I've learned so fucking much on TikTok. I get recipe ideas. I literally like sometimes I look at like upcoming IPO stock shit. Like, oh my God.
Yo, that GameStop AMC stock situation, that's because of Reddit, but like how many people jumped on that because they saw it on TikTok as well?
Yeah, like that's like where I learned about it. Like I didn't know anyone to explain it to me in the means like which I could understand in my real life. So I just went on fucking TikTok about it. Like I get like esthetician tips for like how to take care of my skin on TikTok. Like I just started following this dog nutritionist who feeds her dogs completely raw, and like that's something I've always wanted to do, but I just like have been really bogged down by like the research process online, and like nobody seems to be able to give a straight answer. Like we're getting access in like this short video format to people that like it's like fuck, if I can't meet them in real life, I can hear from them on TikTok. Like that's so cool. Like people who study languages might have never met that person. Somebody who writes like law policy, you know, might have never met that person. I don't know any mechanics in real life, but like I can follow them on TikTok.
100%.
It's like YouTube for people with ADHD.
Yo, it's like yeah. Well, that's the thing too, because I mean that's why I like Vine so much. It's like you have to pack a punch in 6 seconds. You gotta be funny in 6 seconds. A lot of people can kind of get a laugh, but if you can pack 6 seconds worth of art, of humor, whatever, that's impressive. Now you have 60 seconds to do that on TikTok if you want it. But think about all these videos on YouTube where it's like, learn how to change your air filter, learn how to change a tire, learn how to like do this thing on the iPhone. And what? It's a 7-minute video for what? For what, Susan? Just show me how to make a bundt cake. Don't show me your life story.
Yeah.
60 seconds, you can't, if you're trying to show a recipe, you can't mess around. You can't mess around. And that's the beauty. I mean, that's one of the beauties of short form.
It's like the cliff notes of like how to. I fucking love it. Like there's no wasted space.
Notes. You're showing your age, honey. You're showing your age. Cliff Notes is dead. Oh no.
I am getting old every day. I like looked at myself the other day and I was like, I'm fucking middle-aged. This is why I'm on TikTok. 27.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same. We're like so I watched a TikTok this morning. This dude's like, you know what, 30 is such a funny age because you're young. Like you are young.
Yeah.
But you're basically dead. And I've never felt something more because I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
No, and that's I think what separates like the people that get fucking old and then just like kind of like fade out. Like, I mean, do your thing, but like I want to know what the kids are doing. Like you said, like what are these dance trends? What is the new slang? You know, now that I'm out of college, I don't hear like these new words on a daily basis that like people are coming up with.
That's why I coach high school sports.
Oh yeah. They keep you young and hot.
They'll literally. I don't know if they keep me hot. If they give me more wrinkles, probably than anything.
Yeah.
There's so much emotion in a high school teenager who doesn't understand their own hormones. But that's not why we're here to chat. Yeah, they keep me young. I had a kid I coached who was in college now, and I always just text her. I'll be like, "Yo, what are the words, man? Like, what are y'all using?" And I'm like, "That's not what they say. Some crazy stuff, man." But I love it. I love young people. I think they're incredible.
Yeah, and that's like the thing is like the older you get, the more you need to like make young friends. You know, if you want to like stay into it.
You do that. You also, make young friends. Go work at a restaurant.
Young people are so funny. Like people like get old and they just like get bitter and like that's not fun.
Jaded. I know, but I think Gen Z is so cool because they're all hella jaded, but they're still funny as hell.
They're so fucking cool. Yeah. Let's get into, I have questions about your Lululemon story and I would like you to tell my listeners about it. Like, are you cool with that?
100%. Yeah, I'm an open book. Yeah, so Lululemon, I worked at Lululemon on 2 seasonal periods. Like during the Christmas, the holiday season, they pump out hella pants and
you don't strike me as a Lululemon person. You seem more like an
I appreciate that
kind of guy.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's also not true. I'm so bad at living outdoors.
You're not an REI guy? Okay.
Here's the thing. I have no money. And if I want to go outside, like I better have like good stuff to go outside. Like I better have like hiking shoes. I don't got $80 to go buy a pair of hiking shoes right now.
And the tent and the pad to sleep on.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying. And I'm just like bad at going outside. That's why I need friends who are spontaneous like that, because like I'm along for the ride and I'm hella fun, but I need you to like be like, yo, we're going camping this weekend. I'm like, all right, cool. Are you driving? Bet I'm there. So yeah, maybe I'm not a Lulu guy. I don't have the vibe. I'm not the yogi kind of like, hello, welcome to Tadasana.
So do you like yoga or meditate, or you just worked at Lulu?
I meditate sometimes. I just worked there. I had a friend at school who worked there, and she's like, I can get you a little job. They pay pretty decent for like retail. I'm like, all right, bet. I just need something to make some money during grad school. Okay. So I do it, and my first stint was good. Like it wasn't COVID times, obviously, and my management was pretty decent. Though I found out later that the store manager was racist. So, but I'm a white man. You don't always see that. Out in the flesh. But yeah, so this time around is 2020, and I am being very radicalized to kind of leftist politics and like anti-capitalism, anti-exploitation, all this stuff. And so I'm like progressively more and more frustrated with this company because I'm like, y'all did $1.1 billion in sales in Q3 of 2020 in the pandemic. Like, are you serious? So I'm just angry all the time.
That's so true. Activewear popped the fuck off last year. People were just like at home. They wanted to be comfy. They were doing their workouts in their living room. It makes a lot of sense.
And Lulu's so comfortable. I'm wearing Lulu pants right now.
Yeah.
Like, they are the most comfortable pants. And so I'm just at this store, like, grumpy that I'm like, yo, we're in a pandemic and we're risking our lives here at this store. And you're really gonna like say you're all diversified, but there's no people of color in leadership. You're going to say you're all great, but you're just talking about numbers and sales. And like, we're all depressed or anxious or like feeling traumatized, whatever. And so I'm just in the space where I'm just pissed all the time. And I like hide it at work sometimes I don't. But this lady comes in and she's trying to return something. And she wants to buy the same thing in a different size, which we don't have online. Or we don't have in store. So when you don't have it in store, you buy it online. And so I go in, I'm like, I bet, like, let's get that done. Put in the product. 3 different numbers pop up on prices. That never happened to me before. So I just picked one, went about my business, swiped the gift card in the thing, bought her thing. I'm like, wait a minute, the price is different. She ends up leaving. I still have the gift card. I'm just like, fuck Lulu, I'm going to take this then. If I have it, I'm just going to take it. And then I bought a jacket. And it wasn't even that much money, to be fair. It was like $70 to Lulu. That's nothing.
So wait, she left her gift card with you?
Well, there was like confusion because like there wasn't supposed to be any extra on the gift card. It was supposed to be like an equal switch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she didn't lose any money. I think I loaded the gift card too much by accident. And she didn't lose anything. She got a product. She's fine. Could I have chased her down and given her some free money? Sure. But it's like Lulu bucks. It's not real money at that point when it's on a gift card.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just did a middle finger to capitalism and said, fuck you, pay me. I'm going to get this thing. And then they flagged it in the system, called me in, and then they termed me. And they said, you can never work here again. And I'm like, okay, cool, have a nice day.
Yeah. See you later. Love your pants, but wow, cool for you. So you were banned from Lululemon, like any location ever for the rest of forever?
Never can work there for the rest of my life. I got blacklisted.
Yeah, that's some shit you should use in 2 Truths and a Lie.
They let a racist, sexist man start and run a multi-billion-dollar company before they canned him, and somebody takes $70 and they're banned for life. That's
pretty harsh, but did you get to keep the jacket or what? Like, was it cool?
Yeah. It's a nice jacket.
Fuck yeah.
I told my lady, my manager was nice. I was like, yo, like, I'll pay it back. Like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter. She's like, no, you're fine. You just gotta go. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I get it too. Like, I own it. It's not something I'd do again, probably.
Yeah.
But it's something that happened. We all make decisions in the spur of the moment sometimes, and sometimes they're not ideal.
I got my misbehaving, getting fired story is I was working somewhere, a Seattle-based company, I won't say, but they make coffee. And
Starbucks.
Maybe. And I may have called the what was he? He was like he owned the Costco account, but he was also like the VP of like something in supply chain. And he was not helping me out. He was like the one person I needed to answer this one question. I was just a little supply chain analyst. And he was like, over Skype, I hit him up, saw he was online, sent him a bunch of emails before this. And I was just like, hey, can you help me out? And he was like, to be candid with you, it's not really a priority of mine. So I like bump on this email to like my coworker who lives in Ohio. And we're like trying to like fucking help this customer. The story is this poor little customer. They only have one location. I forgot what the grocery store was called, but basically they had not had a supply chain analyst assigned to them for like 3 years. Like they just like were sending like EDI automatic payments for their coffee. And so like we were doing this big like system transfer because Nestle bought Starbucks supply chain. They're like, they made a partnership deal. A lot of things changed. But anyways, this poor customer's like, yeah, I keep sending this email. And I'm like, what's the email? And Sherry hasn't worked here in 3 years. So that's probably why I haven't gotten a response. I'm so sorry. Let me fix this. Anyways, this douchebag says like, it's not a priority of mine. So I hit my coworker up and I'm like, what a dick, period. That got flagged in the system. My manager was like,
wait, they read your emails?
I don't know like what happened. I think like somebody like must have read over my shoulder or it got flagged in the system. I'm not exactly sure, but basically I got called in and my
Yo.
dope ass boss, she was so cool. I love her. I'm still obsessed with her. She was like, "Did you call this man a dick?" And I was like, "Yes." And she was like, "I'm sorry to do this, but like I need to send you home."
Really?
Like
Over that?
permanently. Yeah.
Over that?
And like I
Wow.
promise I will stop calling people dicks at work, but like what bugs me is she's like, "I really wish you had said that like over the phone or like to someone in
Not like
person."
on text
Because
form
he
for
is a
Google.
dick. She literally said that. She was like, he
Yo.
is a dick. You're right. But like, you
Damn.
can't be sending emails. And I was like, fuck me.
Not
I
Big
will.
Brother coming for your neck on some 1984 stuff.
So, what did we learn that day? Don't speak your
That
mind.
men are fragile.
Corporate company.
That's what we
I don't even
learned.
know if he ever found out that I called him a dick. That's like the worst
I'm sure
part.
you didn't. I'm sure you didn't.
I'm sure there was a
Anytime
meeting. There
there was
had
a
to have been a
meeting, good Lord.
no, I'm sure there was a meeting later that day. That's just my speculation where they were like,
All hands on deck.
what happened to Emily? And someone was like, well, she called this guy a dick. So we just sent her home.
Hey, Alan got called a dick and we can't let that slide.
We can't
'Cause
let that happen.
oh my
He's
God.
way too
That's
fragile.
dumb.
So I don't let that moment define my professional career, though it is kind of funny. And I basically said something that a lot of people have thought and wanted to say. And I was like,
Sure.
see you later.
Sure.
So
Yeah, man. That's
corporate
cold.
America.
Yeah, I got fired from Walmart too.
What? Tell me about that.
Mhm.
What did you
I
do
got fired
there?
from Walmart because I thought I was gonna start a union.
Were you gonna start a
It was
union?
like early in the pandemic and they were hiring and I was like, I just need some quick cash. And people started getting COVID left and right, and they weren't telling us that anybody was getting COVID. So I went to the HR lady and I'm like, hey lady, like these people are getting COVID. We need to know. And she goes, that's a violation of HIPAA if we tell you. And I'm in like mental health, like I have a graduate degree, and I'm like, that's actually not HIPAA. You don't have to give us a name, but you have to tell us if people are getting sick around us. We work right next to them.
Yeah, right?
And she's like, no, we talked for like 45 minutes. I spat out some like communist manifesto. Like, we're getting no money for this. And a week later, they call me into the office and they say, hey, did you ride like this pallet jack? It's the thing that transfers those little like those big pallets of product and food and stuff.
It's kind of
Did
like
you
a
ride that?
forklift or something.
Yeah, it's like a handheld forklift.
Oh, okay.
She's like, did you ride this around customers? And I'm like, I don't know. Like,
Did
I don't
you?
think so. I have no idea.
Allegedly.
I had no idea. I'm like, I don't think so. And she goes, yeah, we have you on camera doing that. And so we're gonna have to let you go. It's against policy. And I'm like, what policy though? Like, where's the policy? Like, I'd like to see the policy. And she's like, well, I don't have it right now, but it's there. And I'm like, okay, can you show me the video? And she's like, no, like we don't have access. And I'm like, so you're firing me for something you can't prove that I did without the policy to show why you're firing me? And yeah, but we're gonna pay you through the end of the day. So like I hope that you like know that we value you. I'm like, no, I complain about COVID and about how the practices of working are bad here and how us employ oh my gosh. Also, Walmart has bugged their stores.
What do you mean?
They have microphones in different aisles. If they did the security update that a lot of them did, so like security heard me and a coworker talking about like getting a lawyer at one point with COVID stuff. Like, yeah, like Walmart's whack, dude. Walmart's crazy. So they're like, nah, this dude is not a sheep. We're gonna have to fire him.
I feel like that happens a
So
lot. Our companies and
two
corporations,
100%.
people who are followers are like rewarded. You
Or
know?
they're just like they don't have the education to know that there's better out there.
Yeah. The black sheep are generally the ones that leave.
Two corporations 1 year. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, for your personality type, like this, I'm actually impressed that you did that. Like, where are you gonna work next? Right now, you're just like door dashing and TikToking, and like
literally, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh, well, you just started a podcast. Tell us about that, because that is another compartmentalization of your online personalities that incorporates more of your education and also like your familial background as well.
Yeah. So I went to grad school for mental health counseling to become a therapist, and I didn't become a therapist. I'm a mental health coach, so I see clients like in a coaching capacity, a little less intense than like trauma, crisis, stuff like that.
What's the difference between being like a counselor and a coach? Can you explain that real quick?
There's like a Venn diagram. Like there is overlap. Like I use some of my therapy skills and stuff like that. But the main difference is therapy a lot of the times it can be a lot of trauma focus, some crisis interventions, heavy substance addictions. So like if the intensity scale is 1 to 10, like 1 is like you have no problems and 10 is like you're maybe going to die tomorrow if you don't get help. I don't take anybody who's like 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Anybody who's in like that 5. So I do a lot of preventative stuff and people who just need to talk and need somebody with a little bit of skills. There's so many life coaches out there who have like a 6-month certificate. And I'm like, you have no trauma informed care. And so like, I'm kind of like in the middle trying to bridge the gap. That's actually a rant
I've been on lately is like, how many fucking life coaches does the world need? Like, what are their credentials? Are they actually helping people, or are they like more trying to be like a health influencer?
Yeah, like, that's a lot of them. That's a lot of them, to be fair. Yeah. I mean, there are good ones out there, but but yeah, my podcast is again, it's a little bit more focused to like mental health. We'll touch like faith deconstruction, we'll touch current events as well. And I kind of want to create a community that is informed on events going on and can integrate mental health and faith into them, and as well like give away good quality information I learned in school for free, because like not everybody has access to really good stuff. And I mean, the amount of people I've even seen on TikTok and who like just say stuff that sounds real good, and me with my master's degree, I'm like, bro, this actually isn't helpful. This actually doesn't do anything, but it feels good in the moment because it's emotionally engaging. Mm-hmm. But then like what happens when they wake up the next morning, they don't have any actual skills.
Yeah.
And then they'll like have like $115 one-on-one sessions. And I'm like, you don't have a degree. You literally don't have a degree. And so I wanted to find some sort of a medium to put my voice out and to give out some information for free. And that is what kind of my podcast is. And I think like if I can build that up, then it allows me to be a speaker down the road. I can get on other people's podcasts. Maybe it just kind of helps me build a platform, which is what I want to do. I want to have a platform. Like I don't need to be a celebrity. I think celebrity culture is dumb, but I would like to have some sort of an influence to help people and so that's kind of like what the podcast is. And they're only like 15-minute episodes too, which I value highly. Because I was like, wow, what if somebody could just listen to something for 15 minutes in their drive to the store, and they can just like check in, check out, boom, boom, go about their business. But yeah, it is, again, my podcast is so different than my TikTok. It's so funny.
So different. Yeah. So different. Tell us about some of the episodes that you've done recently. Like, let's get people excited about like listening to Recess.
Yeah. So I just did one. I did one on emotional neglect. That actually dropped this morning about like, hey, what is emotional neglect? What are the signs of emotional neglect? What are some ways we can start to heal from emotional neglect? I did an episode, kind of like did an overview, a mini overview of trauma, like what it is, what to look for. I did an episode about attachment, so the emotional bonds we form when we're kids and how that translates into adulthood. I mean, I've done an episode on like white Christianity and the insurrection at the Capitol. I did one where I talked about like mourning and grief and like how fake gratitude is actually really harmful in toxic positivity culture. Like people like, just be grateful for what you have. And I'm like, you're not taking into account systems of injustices. Because if gratitude, people are like, well, you're upset, you're depressed, you got to be grateful for what you have. Yeah, you ate some meal today, be grateful, it's going to fix everything. It's like, no. Gratitude is helpful. And if you literally have so many systems being unjust towards you and you lost your home because of the pandemic, you really want to come at them with gratitude. Hey man, be grateful. You may have lost your home and your grandma died of COVID, but like you still have a shirt. So like make sure you're being really, really grateful for that, because that shirt not everyone has a shirt. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the fuck?
They're like
Like, are you
minimizing
serious?
like that whole it could be worse. Like, okay, but don't like invalidate my
Literally,
struggles,
literally. And
Yeah.
the rich ruling class of the world, of this country, likes to weaponize gratitude against the poor to keep them poor. I
Mm-hmm.
recently saw a video of Tony Robbins, that inspirational speaker, and he's multi-millionaire, multi-millionaire. And he's on this interview and he's like, man, I was in the Philippines, man. I was in the Philippines, and those guys, they're so happy. They're so grateful. Anybody can be rich, but like, let's talk about wealth. They're wealthy. They're grateful. They don't need anything. And I'm like, is there some truth to that? Like, sure, of course, culturally, materialism, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a multimillionaire talking about, wealth isn't about money. Wealth, it's actually about, it's about being where you are and appreciating what you have. And I'm just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Because it's
Right.
like,
Like you're not really in a position to say, like, because of
like
like your life circumstances, you just like don't understand this.
literally, what if everybody had $70,000 a year? What if everybody had 70K a year? Then we could fucking talk about like being grateful for what you have. The
Mm-hmm.
reason that these rich ass people keep getting richer is because they're not actually grateful for what they have. They just want more of it. And if you want more of something, money, these people stop at nothing to go get it and exploit people around them. Period. Period.
Yeah.
All these super influencing like entrepreneurial guys are like, go work for free. Who can fucking afford to work for free? Privileged white people, typically. So it's like, if you accept interns and you don't pay them anything, then you're a part of the problem. Anyways, this is just a rant at rich people at this point, but I
No,
just
I
get
was gonna
so
ask you,
frustrated.
like, how do we eat the rich? Like, where should we start?
Yo,
Like
probably with get a nice
obviously,
napkin. It's gonna be messy, so get a nice napkin, tuck it in. It's a situation where there's a lot of multifaceted change, and I am by no means the expert on economics and things like that. That's something I'm trying to read more on and educate myself on in the next couple of years. I know that the economic system of capitalism, is meant to exploit workers. The reason why we are so rich is because we built our entire ecosystem on free labor from the enslavement of Black people. And then we used exploitative enslavement type practices to brown immigrant workers. We stole all of our land from Native people. And still to this day, billionaires get richer and richer. Billionaires got $1.1 trillion richer in the pandemic. And workers have not seen that shit at all. And so it's like, truly, you have to go to the root of the system and root it out and change the system, in my opinion. I know that until then, a wealth tax would be good. There's something called a value added tax where you put it on, like, because everything's automated now, you lose the tax money from workers and they just get more and more profit. So value added tax kind of accounts for that. Fixing tax loopholes, giving everybody healthcare. I mean, there's a lot of things that can be done. Cutting the
mhm.
military budget, $750 billion to the military for what? For what? Are you serious? You cut, I don't know, 10% of that, $75 billion. You can do recurring checks for people making under 75K.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
there's a
real.
lot we could do. I truly, though, I need to defer to experts on that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, thinking about it and getting educated, like letting something like that enter your consciousness, right? Your awareness that, like, as things currently exist is not good enough and not where we should stop. We should probably continue to keep going. And that's what's so cool. Like, going back to the Gen Zers, like, they give me so much fucking hope. Like, I feel like we're walking through like the confusing sludge of like what's not right in like our systems so that they can
Mm-hmm.
run and fix it.
Yeah, and it sucks that like they have to be the task to do it. Like they can't just be young and free and just live their life. Like the people in power have fucked it so much that they
Yeah.
have to have a burden for their whole life. I hate that. I do, yeah, they do give me hope. I do really like Gen Z people. And it's like, why are we here? It doesn't have to be this way. It could be better than this. We have the
Yeah.
money to do all the things to help people. Like homelessness is a choice. Like we choose to let people freeze. Like that's a
Yeah.
choice.
Oh, like the guy that just died in Tulsa like a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
How many churches do they have in that bitch?
Yo, legitimately.
How much money did they receive like in aid from the government because of like the pandemic?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. I think it's really easy to get like overwhelmed with like what's not right.
Oh my gosh, I went into a 2-hour deep fear attack last night.
Oh, really? I like couldn't sleep
Literally.
like 2 nights ago. I had like an anxiety just like
literally.
Yeah, what happened to you? Or like what was on your mind?
I watched the John Oliver show about how there's going to be more pandemics coming up and they're going to get worse and worse because we keep taking ecological space from animals, and then the animals that we need to kill the ones that are dirty or whatever in the ecosystem, like we're taking their stuff, and then the little dirty ones stay. And then I went to a spiral, and then I saw people dying of homelessness, and I'm just like, dude, this country sucks, and like we're never gonna make it, and everybody's gonna die. And I just spiraled, and I went 2 hours, and then I tried to escape into a little like iPhone golfing game.
Yeah. Catastrophizing is like really easy to do, I think, when you're
it's so easy.
It's
so easy to do.
Yeah.
It's so natural and normal to do too.
Yeah,
like
totally.
It's such a human tendency. And I think that there's something to it at times that can be illuminating for us. It can put us on like, oh shit, we got to move, we got to go, we got to work, we got to fight. Yeah. And then I think it's like the control on the back end. That's the hard part. That's the hard part, to contain it and use it versus letting it contain and use us.
Yeah, I think I have a hard time recognizing when mine is like productive and when it's just like absolutely unnecessary and not fucking helping me at all. 100%. It's really nice to have like a supportive community around you though, you know, that you can like bounce ideas off of, or somebody else to say like, wait, how did you get here? Like you've just been
it's
like
helpful. And like validation too. I mean, I go back to validation so much because for such a long time, I mean, especially like for me as a man, I was never allowed to feel shit. Like I wasn't allowed to cry. I wasn't supposed to. I was in sports. You got to be tough. And so being like, hey man, like you feel like that, you're catastrophizing. Like I get it. That makes sense to me. Like same. That takes a big weight off because like, oh, I'm not alone in this. And then we have a chance to have human connection in our suffering. And that's, I think, a beauty of humanity, is that even when we're suffering, we can still find connection with other people and love with other people. And I think that's powerful. I think that's powerful. And it's kind of paradoxical too, but yeah, man, it's tough times out here. We got to take care of each other.
Seriously, I've been thinking lately, like, do you remember how gross and like unsanitary the world was before the pandemic? Like clubs, sharing drinks, not washing your hands after coming home.
Have we never done masks when we have a cold and have to go to work?
I don't know. Like we used to make fun of like, you know, other people for doing that in other countries. And now it's like, I think the mask should stay.
Yo, literally, the fact that like you have to go to school or work when you're sick is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Yeah. Like, I mean, but that's what our system does, because production matters so much. It's literally
sad too. Like I have been asking myself, and like my roommate, she's like, I can't tell if I'm sick or not. You know, or like I can't tell how I'm feeling because like I'm just supposed to do these things like every single day, regardless of how I feel. And that's been like my whole life up until this point. Like you said, school and work and whatever like activities you're doing. Like they're gonna go on with or without you. And so we have like FOMO. And so sometimes we like neglect our own like physical or mental needs, just like because the world's gonna keep turning without us. And so that's been such a learning experience for me, where I'm like, you know, I think I have a sore throat. It's probably not COVID, but I think I'm just gonna chill. I don't need to go to that. Wow, you know.
What a concept! Listening to our bodies, what a concept, right?
It's so fucking sad. But yeah, like I think masks should stay. I think that it's kind of cool to like, you know, have hand sanitizer on you at all times. Like I can't believe I used to share drinks with people, like just out with my friends at the bar. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, here, do you want to bite on my cinnamon roll? Like, yeah, sure. Like, I don't know. Yeah. My house is a lot cleaner than it used to be, and I'm kind of happy with that.
Look at you finding silver linings.
Try to find the silver linings, man, you know? Like, I don't need to go and hang out with every fucking dude I talk to on Tinder. Like, I need a little bit of a stronger vetting process, and the pandemic has helped me establish these things.
Yo, what's the size of your what's the size? First of all, first question, have you done therapy? No, you haven't. Bye. Do you listen to Joe Rogan? Oh, you do? Okay, bye. Third, how big is your hand sanitizer jug?
These are good
Okay,
vetting
it's
questions.
yeah, no,
So
I'm on I would love to be a vetter. I would be a vetter for women and do some recon and go like find out if this dude's worth time. That would be a dream job.
I think that you should maybe post about that on Craigslist. You could probably find some people in your area willing to hire you.
I should make a TikTok about that. Hey y'all, got a new business I'm starting up. Like, women, do you want to know if a man is cool? I will infiltrate a friend group.
It sounds
I
like
will use
Nathan
that
for
male
you.
privilege.
You should use that male privilege, like do that internet sleuthing, like I don't know, fucking download.
I will pretend to be a financial analyst for a week to ensure the safety of a new budding relationship. That's how far I'll go.
Dude, that might be like really helpful for people. I don't know.
This is how I make it. Totally
Yeah.
pivot away from everything I'm doing to be a dating consultant.
I mean, just add it to your hats. I also wanted to ask you, how is your, like, are women shooting their shot with you on like TikTok? Like, you're a good looking guy. So like,
I
is
appreciate
that,
that.
yeah, has
I
that
don't believe you,
been,
but I appreciate that. No, I'm kidding. False
you'll believe me
humility.
someday. Maybe if you get enough DMs. Like,
Well,
how
I mean,
is
like
that?
I have two personalities. Either I'm like, dude, I'm so attractive. How does nobody like? How have I not been wifed up yet? And like, dude, you look terrible. Your nose looks like a bird from the side. That's like, there's no in between. There's no in between.
Oh,
People DM me on Instagram almost every day or every other day.
asking for like your hand in marriage or what?
Literally, this girl said marry me recently, and I'm like, well, you know, well.
Let's get to
I
know
had
each other.
the funniest one I ever got was this like middle-aged lady. She's like, hey, me and my partner just like love your content so much. You're so funny. If you ever want a throuple, hit us up. And they sent a picture of these two like 45-year-old women. And I'm
Are they
like,
hot?
I'm gonna no comment that. I'm gonna no comment that.
Okay.
And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, does this work? Like, I'm at least 15 years younger than you. Like, what are you? And then some people, most girls are so respectful and like so nice and just like, hey, like, you're so funny and nice. And like, let me know if you ever want to talk. They're so respectful and kind. Some people are real thirsty. I mean, aren't we all a little bit
Oh,
thirsty
I
at
think
times?
everybody is super fucking horny right now.
Yo, hey, whose fault is that? Jojo Beans, what are you gonna do to fix the horniness of your population right now?
Yeah, like what's Joe Biden's plan for helping me get more vibrators in this? Like,
Yo, that sounds like something you can solve via the internet / going to a vibrator store. That's not a thing. You go to like a whole.
think of how many vibrators I could buy with my $2,000 stimmy.
I don't know how much they
help.
cost. I'm gonna say 3. I don't know how much they are.
I would say on the lower end would be like $60 for a good one.
Wow.
Anywhere up to like 3,
And
4,
yet,
500.
and y'all still choose men. Every day.
I do not understand my fellow hetero women. We are very confusing.
Yeah, y'all
I
are the
was
most
actually
hypocritical bunch out there, huh?
It's honestly really hard, and I would like some sympathy for hetero women for having to love hetero men. Like it's not easy. It's not easy.
I know.
Thank you.
I know.
Like I appreciate the sympathy.
It is tragic.
Just talking to my friend last night, actually, I was like, why do women have one night stands? Like, what percentage of a one night stand do you actually orgasm? You know, like, are you just doing it because it's like
3%?
Fun? I would say it's even less, honestly.
I mean, okay, let me ask you this question. Is the best part of sex, holistically, is it only about the orgasm? I would say no. For a lot of dudes, it is, but it's the foreplay, right? It's the buildup. It's the intensity of like, is it gonna happen? And then boom, it happened. I feel like that's why people do one night stands continually. It's not necessarily because of the climate, especially for women, because they never do, because men are bad at it.
Never do. But I mean, what I guess my point is, you're more likely to with a partner that knows you, that you've like built like a sexual, emotional rapport with. Somebody that
Yep.
you just fucking met that you're both just trying to get off. It's like, well, only one of you is probably gonna get off tonight, you know.
And his name is Chad or
And
Kyle.
his name is fucking Kyle, yeah.
It's always Kyle. I'm over
Always
Kyle's.
Kyle. Kyle's and Chad's bassist named Matt.
Wow. My roommate just went on a date with 2 different dudes, both named Matt.
Tell her to fucking run. Tell her to run.
I know.
You know what's funny is you have a 4-letter name.
Yeah, but it's unique enough to not be grouped in.
It is unique enough, but
But you're still a man
trend,
if it's wow, dang,
I was
she
gonna
came
say,
out my name.
no, that like TikTok trend where this woman was like, you know, stitch me with like toxic red flag guys or something. And one girl was like men with 4-letter names.
It's true. It's true. We have a complex. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, we're better than you, and we're gonna let you know about it. We're gonna manipulate for sure because like it's in our blood.
I mean, you've been rewarded in the past, so no. I feel like white men get a lot of hate, and like it's just funny to see. And like, I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Here's the thing about hate at white men, or like anytime there's like generalizations at people who have been in power for such a long time, it's like it's a power differential. People say, "Man, I hate men. All men are trash. All men." They don't literally mean that. You know what I mean? Like all these girls saying that, like I know they probably have at least one cool male friend. As people are saying that because they've been hurt and disillusioned. And so like if somebody comes at white men and I take it personally, it's because my identity is fragile around my whiteness or my maleness, and that's on me. So like if somebody says all men are trash and I don't agree, or like if I get offended, bruh, I gotta unpack some stuff.
For real, that's their experience. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of my closest friends, 2 of my closest friends, they're always like, yo, if it's fuck men, then it's fuck Reid. Joking around. And I don't get offended at that.
Yeah.
Because I know they like me, because I know I'm a good person. I'm not a perfect person, but I'm trying. And so like I don't get offended at that stuff. When people come at the whites, I just laugh because it's funny and it's like mostly true. And so if people really understood like power dynamics and how like toxic white men have been in this country, they'd hop on board and then they'd try to better themselves at the same time. So nah, people can shit on white men as much as they want. I do not care. It does not bother me.
I think it's refreshing. I'm enjoying it. Also as a white woman, like I recognize like the privilege that like I have as well. And like unpacking that, you know, is also important. We're all just trying to do our part to be better white folks, I think. Or that's where we should be anyway.
Yeah, theoretically.
Yeah. So what's like some hope that you see in the world that's going on? I always like to leave my listeners with like a little bit of like positivity, not toxic, obviously, but like life's still wonderful.
I think normalizing mental health has been a real joy. Like the amount of people who are talking about it, the amount of people who are trying to seek help. Like a lot of therapist friends that I have or mentors that I know, they're full. Their practices are full because people are trying to get better. And so I think that there is becoming more of a destigmatization within the mental health world, which I think is great. I think that is a big deal for me. That means a lot to me. That gives me a sense of hope. And then I think, you know, I heard it from Angela Davis, the activist, but like this sense of radical optimism is actually resistance towards the empire because their whole thing is they want to break your will so you'll just work for them. But if you don't think anything can change, you're just going to shut down. To have radical optimism means we have to believe that shit can get better. And that's when stuff will get better because that's when we're working. So I think that there's a really cool movement towards change that seems bigger than it has over the last several years. And we get setbacks all the time. Like JoJo Bean's not delivering it on our 2K stimmy. That is a joke, and it is like real people need that fucking money, man.
For real, like
they need that money.
Like everyone tweet every fucking day at JoJo Beans asking him where a 2K stimmy is.
Yeah, that dude sucks, man. That dude sucks. So I think people starting to like be like, yo, shit, like, yeah, this move away from trusting the establishment is actually like a hopeful thing for me.
Yeah, it's totally helpful. I agree. I think there has been a collective consciousness waking up within all of
100%.
us.
100%.
It's happening on an
100%.
individual level and then also on like a community level.
Absolutely.
And we just got to keep going, keep getting radicalized.
Yo, literally, I've been so
Yeah.
radicalized this year. It's not even funny. I
Oh,
don't even
yeah.
shop at Amazon. I don't shop at Amazon anymore. I stole from a major corporation. Like, I'll let your boy. I'm doing so great. Like, I'm killing. I'm killing. I'm killing. Mark should be
Badass.
proud. Mark should be
Oh,
proud.
yeah. No, you're taking little steps, I think, towards breaking those chains, you know? That's
That's
just
what
what
I
we got to
do.
keep striving
That's
for.
how I live my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. So if you guys want to find Reid Bervik, ReidBervik, I spelled that right?
Yeah.
He's on Instagram. Check out his website via link in his bio if you want to get to Recess, his podcast, 15-minute episodes each. And then it's share your TikTok tag with the people.
It's Reader. It's Reader with 4 R's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because all the others were taken. Yeah. If anyone's listening, hop on the train. Come have some fun. Talk about eating the rich. You know, that's what we got to do.
Let's just eat the rich. Maybe I'll name that this episode. But dude, thanks so much for being on. You're hilarious. I have really enjoyed following you on TikTok. Like, just keep doing you, keep being funny. Who fucking cares who watches? Like, you know, and
Yeah,
people will
appreciate you.
follow. I appreciate you
Yeah,
too,
appreciate
man.
you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.